Get unlimited access to all of our CPE courses at www.teachucomp.com/unlimited CPE.
In this lesson, we will examine the different types of tips that employees receive and discuss which types of tips must be reported as income. Let's begin by looking at the three main types of tips that must be reported: cash tips, charge card tips, and tips received from other employees. By a wide margin, most tips are paid and received in cash, regardless of the industry. All tips received in cash must be reported if the employee regularly earns $20 or more per month in tip income. One advantage to receiving tips in cash is that the employee does not have to wait to be paid. Cash tips can be taken home at the end of each shift. Another very common method used to pay a tip is through the use of a credit card. In such situations, the customer usually writes in an amount in a special tip line on the credit card receipt. Many credit card companies and banks reserve a percentage over a sale amount when the sale takes place at a business where tips are regularly given. For example, let's say John and Mary go out for dinner and John pays the $100 bill with a credit card. When the server runs John's card through the machine and enters the $100 sale amount, the credit card company or bank, in the case of a debit card, might hold an extra $20 for a short amount of time because John is likely to add a tip to that sale. Let's say John tips the server $17. When the server inputs the $17 tip into the credit card machine after John and Mary leave, the credit card company finalizes the sale at $117 total, effectively releasing that remaining $3. The added paperwork and electronic communications associated with processing card payments means that employees may not be able to collect credit card tips immediately. A third type of tip that must be reported as income happens when an employee is given a tip by another employee. This is often known as tipping out another employee. Let's look at an example. Jason is a busboy at a busy bar and grill on campus. During his shift, Jason makes sure that the servers at the restaurant have everything they need to keep customers happy. He brings clean glasses and silverware, takes away dirty plates, and grabs a mop whenever it's necessary. Jason is rarely tipped by customers directly, but at the end of every shift, each server is required to give Jason 5% of his or her own tips for the day. Jason must report the tips he gets from other employees as part of his income.
Like what you see? Get unlimited access to all of our CPE courses at www.teachucomp.com/unlimited CPE.